But what kind of Jaylen Brown problem do the Celtics have?
I mean, this is sports at the end of the day. It's business, and it all depends on the kind of relationship that Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla have with Jaylen Brown. What I mean by that is when I worked for the Suns, Steve Kerr was our GM, and Steve Kerr would always make it a point to address the team as a whole and individually. Hey, we like you guys. We want you here because we think we're building towards something. But if we see an opportunity to make our team better and it involves including you, I will do it. Now, I won't have your name out in rumors for months on end. I won't put you through that. And if we're considering something, I'll let you know. But at the end of the day, there is no promise for any of us to stay here. And because of that, I think a lot of guys really respected that approach. And when we ended up trading Shaq to Cleveland, we're the only team that sent Shaq away and didn't get burnt in the process because he really respected our process. If Brad Stevens and Joe Mazzulla had that kind of relationship with Jaylen Brown and letting him know early in the process, even before he heard his name in any rumors, look, if there's an opportunity and your name's in it, it might happen. So I just want you to know that we love you. We'd love to have you for a long time. But if we think we can make our team better, we'll do it. I think that might have landed better if he discovered this in the midst of him being upset about how he's perceived either internally or externally. Then it might take a little bit more cajoling and smoothing over. But the reality is the thing that's in their favor the most is the best thing for Jaylen Brown is to go out there and play really well for a championship contending team. And Boston is that. So it does him no good to pout and demand a trade. The best option for him to get his money and to get his value to where he wants to be is to go out there and play.
Given what we've seen from Jaylen Brown and the Celtics, how do you think this is going to play out? Because I hear you talking about how things were at a different place with a different player, and I don't know Jaylen Brown or the situation as well as probably you or some other people, but I get the sense from the clips that I see from his Twitch stream and the quotes that I see out there and the reporting that we're hearing about it, that it ain't going to go as smooth. Just because we know it's a business, it doesn't feel like he's going to handle it that way.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Dominique, like, why does he have a Twitch stream? And he said it. It's because he wants to control his narrative. He feels like when left to its own devices, the media doesn't exactly tell his side of the story well, and he feels like him going direct to consumer helps. Well, guess what happens when people have the ability to tell their narrative? They also get to build their narrative. So he may not necessarily be as sensitive as he appears to be in these streams. Maybe he's just positioning. Maybe he's just trying to put himself in a place where he's being victimized by a system, by an organization, whatever the case may be. But again, at the end of the day, whether he's sensitive for real or not, whether he feels underappreciated or not, the best option available to him is to go out and play well on a championship contending team to get his money. And he got the opportunity to do that. Remember, Tatum is still recovering. He's still not going to be the same Tatum he was prior to the injury. So at least on day one of training camp, Jaylen Brown still has the inside track of, I'm still the best player on this team right now.
Let me ask you the question this way. Given what you expect to happen in the coming months, okay, given the expectations that you have, who's going to be better next year, the Heat or the Celtics?
Right now, what it is, I would say the Celtics because they have their roster. But again, the Heat have an opportunity to go out there and do that Miami Heat thing where they get that guy who looks, that guy's
What
washed.
do you expect in the next couple of months? What do you expect to happen that will answer that question for you? Who do you expect to be better when games are being played next year, the Celtics or the Heat?
Right now, I'm going to go with the Celtics because they have their roster. Right now, what you're asking me is the old Family Guy question. A boat's a boat, but a mystery box could be anything. It could be a boat. The Celtics are a boat. The Heat are a mystery box right now. It could be amazing, depending on what's inside that mystery box, or it could be still a work in progress. But you have to go with the status quo. The status quo is the Celtics have a full roster that's ready to contend right now.
Who is this best for? Giannis, the Celtics, Milwaukee, or the Heat? And I'm separating Giannis from the Heat.
Right. And no, it's the Heat.
Yeah.
It's the Heat. They've been on this hunt for years, and they finally. And what I've always said about front office work is the easy part is the hard part, and the hard part's the easy part. Easy part is saying he's a superstar. That guy's an MVP. So it's like, yeah, we can all recognize that. Can you get him? Well, no, that's hard because there's other teams that are going to be competing for it, whatever. On the flip side is like, oh, that guy's a good player. Anyone can have him. That's easy, but it's hard because you actually have to identify them. It's harder to identify those role players. The Miami Heat front office is really good at identifying those role players and those complementary pieces, but they haven't been good at landing the whale.